Hi, welcome. Shopping for anything in particular? Just browsing. Okay, great. Oh, you want a size? What size? 10? Okay. No, largest size we have is a 6. You still want to try it? Oh. Yeah, we've got a 10 in this one. Let me just grab it in the back, okay? It says we have one left. I can't find it. Let me know if you need anything else. How are those fitting? Thanks so much for visiting. Bye. Have a good day.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Monday, October 24th, 2022. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Tass. Next to him is the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Hey. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer J.D.
Hello.
There he is. And here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment away, share the show. Get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. We got some great new items. Whole bunch of old items, too. Let's not forget about the classics over there at nodunks.com.
Get your old items at nodunks.com. They're still classic.
Yeah.
Please clear them out. Yeah, do we have one of those like 75% off sales, end of season? Got to get rid of that stuff.
We could talk to Breaking Tea about that.
Not quite yet, but why not?
Yeah.
Clear it up.
Yeah, it's the holiday season, you're right. Could be something really good to do.
That's
that.
what I see deals right now. After the summer's over, I'll buy that.
All right. Send in your questions and comments. We're always looking for them at nodunks. nodunks at theathletic.com. You can also tweet them in at nodunks_inc. That's INC on the end. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And if you haven't already, get yourself an athletic subscription. Go to theathletic.com/nodunks so they know that we sent you. Really good deal. Always going on when it comes to getting an athletic subscription. You don't have to wait for the holidays for that stuff.
No, $1 per month for the next 6 months. Theathletic.com/nodunks.
Speaking of The Athletic, stick around at the end of this episode to hear a trailer from Cuba to Qatar, remaking the U.S. men's national team. It's a narrative podcast from The Athletic. It features current star players as well as U.S. soccer legend Clint Dempsey. That's a name I know.
I know him too.
I know him. To bring you the first-hand story about the men's national team's long road from not qualifying for the 2018 World Cup to sending this talented young team to this year's tourney. World Cup starts in like a month.
Oh, nice.
Weird?
Cool.
Yeah. So you'll be able to get every episode on the Athletic Soccer Show feed starting November 1st. So subscribe wherever you download your podcasts.
It's not quite the redeem team because they don't need or require that level of redemption. You know, they're not a powerhouse like the U.S. American team, but there's some redeeming to be done, like we talked about on our film review of the Redeem team. They've got to redeem. They've got to redeem themselves.
Sounds like they got to redeem 2018. Not qualifying and then sending a talented young team to this year's tourney to win it. I assume that the Athletic Soccer Show will do a post-World Cup championship for the United States updated event or updated episode as well.
I don't think that'll be happening because Canada is in the World Cup this year, and they will be winning.
U.S. World Cup final. That would be a surprise.
That would be a big surprise. Yeah. All right, so this is Monday's show. We always do NBA weekend winners and losers. Let's hear your picks, too, when it comes to who had a really good NBA weekend, maybe who didn't. Before we get to our winners, we got good news. We had a wedgie, guys. Our first one of the season. It was Saturday night in South Beach, and it was the GOAT, Kyle Lowry against his old team. The three-point shot. Now, he gets fouled there. Now, did he? Did he get fouled? Well, they said he did. They went and looked at it at the NBA Replay Center. I guess Van Vliet got underneath Kyle, so he got his 3 free throws, but he stuck to wedgie, and we count that one. There were a couple in the Bulls game, too, but they were well after the whistle.
Well after wedgies. Don't count.
Yeah. So, wedgie number 1.
Way to go, Kyle.
WedgieTracker.com if you want to follow the goods. And Tass says we're hitting, 60 or something this year, you said?
Yeah. Not a great start.
Not a great start. That's okay.
No, but as we know, wedgies bunch, and they come in bunches.
That's right.
Yeah, Otto Porter didn't think that was a foul. He saw his face on the bench. But you know Kyle Lowry's back right if he's wedgieing.
It's true.
Which isn't a good thing for a basketball player at the same time. He's looking good.
Yeah.
Kyle's looking good.
I think he's just trying to help us out. He's like, all right, let's get these guys on the board.
We're up 20.
Get them number 1. Here we go. Yeah.
Take the snot out of them.
Okay, winners of the weekend, Tass. Why don't you get us started? Who's your big winner of the weekend?
The Utah Jazz are undefeated. Of the 4 undefeated teams.
Yep.
Utah Jazz, the most unexpected at 3-0. They're projected to go 24-58 this season. And they're already 3-0. They took care of Denver. Then on the road this weekend, they go and beat Minnesota, their former buddy, Rudy Gobert, who they traded in the offseason. And then they go and beat the sweetheart New Orleans Pelicans, who everybody loves. It's a band of misfits, some would say. If you look at the roster, their starting front court, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, and Jared Vanderbilt. They're starting Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson. In the backcourt, guys off the bench like Rudy Gay, Malik Beasley, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Colin Sexton. Guys you wouldn't expect to put together a big win streak. But at the same time, they're absolutely doing it by committee. Doing it by committee so much that they had 39 assists against Minnesota. That's on Friday. That's a lot of assists. Yeah. And then doing it by committee so much that on Sunday, it was Kelly Olynyk with the game winner. What a play call from Will Hardy.
What a game winner from Kelly. This is
all right, Kelly, you're going to stumble and bumble into the lane and toss it up.
Hold on. We're disrespecting Kelly Olynyk. But he did this 2 minutes early. Yeah, he lost the ball for sure.
What a shot,
That's smooth.
Yeah, but if you're not watching on YouTube to watch this clip, it's the classic inbound to the big man. He's looking to hand it off.
Yeah.
Some guard's got to come take the ball from him. But the reason why I think the Jazz are kind of hard to play against because you never know where it's coming from. All 5 guys can make a play. 2 minutes earlier, Kelly Olynyk has similar play. He took the ball from the perimeter and scored. Who the heck are you guarding on this team? You got to guard all 5 guys, except for Jared Vanderbilt. He's just going to dunk it. But you do have to guard everybody, and I think that's going to be sort of a Will Hardy trademark, the new head coach of the Jazz, getting everybody to play together, making everybody a weapon. I think we kind of underestimated with the Utah Jazz that it's a new work environment. The fact that Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell left, and the cloud of trying to get those guys to play together is gone. They're playing free and easy.
Yeah.
They're absolutely loving it. They do not have a superstar by any means. Lauri Markkanen is their leading scorer. He had a game last night with 31 and 12. He is interesting to watch because he's been unlocked a little bit. I watched him play Eurobasket for the Finnish team this offseason. He looked like a guy who had the skill set that we all sort of expected when he was with the Bulls. The three-point shot, obviously, but he's just bigger, stronger, more confident handling the ball. Again, not a superstar, but he's doing a lot. Screener, a shooter, sometimes brings up the ball. So Will Hardy just letting him do his thing. Again, not a number one guy, but part of a huge defense. He was part of the Cavs defense last year, if you remember, as the small forward. He's 7-footer, but he's part of the 3 7-footers there with Mobley and Jared Allen. Now he's starting in a similar way with Kelly Olynyk and Jared Vanderbilt. So that's a big team to play against. They like each other. I like their neon unis, not those bright ones. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said the bright neon unis. I like the white ones that they wear
with the accents.
Yeah, plus the purple ones. 2 of the 4 unis, they're okay. The other 2 are practice unis, but they are fun to play. Watch, I should say. They're fun to watch, not fun to play against. So the Utah Jazz 3-0 again, led by a Mike Conley, old guy Mike Conley, bringing it down the floor and just weapons coming from everywhere. And the bench is obviously, as I mentioned, when you got Colin Sexton coming off the bench, they're deep in a way without a star. So tough to play against. That's why they're 3-0.
What do you think of the Jazz so far? As Tess said, one of the 4 teams that's still undefeated.
That's awesome.
There with the Blazers, the Celtics, and the Bucks.
They got a chance to go 5-0. I think they got the Rockets kind of back-to-back. Not an actual back-to-back, but coming up, their next 2 games are against the Rockets. Not a great team so far, so they have a chance to get to 5-0, but there's no pressure for the Jazz right now.
Yeah.
No expectations, and they're taking advantage of it. They're probably catching some teams by surprise here earlier in the season, and they're playing super hard. We're going to get into the Zion fall a little bit later, but that's kind of indicative of the way the Jazz have been playing. A Jordan Clarkson chase down block on a guaranteed dunk from Zion. That just shows you how committed they are to playing well early in the season. It probably won't last for the entirety of the year. It's no different than Michael Carter-Williams and the Sixers starting 3-0 back in 2014. But enjoy it while it lasts, Jazz fans. I will say, I do not like the white jerseys either. Those are also bad.
I'm okay with them. I'm okay with them.
They're the best of the 3 standards.
Yeah, maybe that's why I like them. They are the best of the 3. And the double neons that they had against the Timberwolves. The Wolves had a little neon on Friday night. Didn't mind it. It was neon versus neon. Yeah, they are the best of the 3. Those other 2. Oof.
Do you want to lock in Will Hardy for Coach of the Year? Couple days into the NBA season. It's got to be the front runner,
right?
He's
the front runner.
Yeah,
He's fun. Sure. He's a fun coach to play for, I think. Kelly Olynyk, hey, You can score from the three-point line. Danny Ainge loves Kelly Olynyk, and this guy's coming in here allowing himself to score. And yeah, I call them the band of misfits. You can call them the band because they're taking the pressure off Danny. Take a load off Danny. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Take a load off Danny.
Standing up. Oh my God.
That was good, man. That was incredible.
We need a terrible musical reference. We had Bam Bam Blam on Friday. Can't stop now.
All right, the Jazz, they're the feel-good story here of not even a week into this NBA season. They got Jazz fans and non-Jazz fans, I think, already tweeting at me, Skeets, you said they were going to have the worst record in the league. What the hell? Come on. I mean, they still might. That's a long season, but what a start.
No, they're not going to.
Probably not. They play hard. They play hard. You have to give them that, and credit to Hardy and the entire staff there.
They're fighters.
Yeah. TK, let's keep it going. Who you got for win of the weekend?
Oh, not Danny Ainge's current team, not Will Hardy's current team, their old team. I love what the Boston Celtics did this weekend. On Friday, they beat the Heat in Miami. Saturday, they cast a spell on the Magic in Orlando. The Heat kind of struggling out of the gate, turned it on a little bit against the Raptors. The Magic are competing, but they're not really going to stack up against the cream of the crop in the Eastern Conference. So expected wins, certainly for the Celtics, but impressive. Still, 57 combined points for Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown against the Heat. That's pretty solid against a really good defense. And then a 40-piece McNugget for Tatum against the Magic. Jay King at The Athletic has a really good article about Tatum demanding to guard Paolo Banchero after a hot start. And that, to me, just shows the leadership that he's bringing to this team right now. This is 100% his team on both sides of the ball, even though you don't think of him as a defender. The standing he has within the team to make the call. We got a Defensive Player of the Year. Here we've got Grant Williams, a solid defender. But no, I'm the one who's going to go and guard their guy and try and turn off the water for him. So the willingness to do the dirty work, it really shows. And the whole team can buy in. Look at what the Magic did. 68 points in the first half. Tatum steps to Paolo, and the Magic score 52 in the second half. Sometimes what you need to beat inferior competition on the road on the second night of a back-to-back is your best player to just say, we're going to win this game. And Jayson Tatum definitely did that. He's not a name that got a lot of discussion in our preseason MVP talk, but for me, at least in the Eastern Conference, Damian Lillard certainly in the Western Conference, Tatum is the fastest riser. Like if you were doing a coach's poll, he would have been maybe number 8 at the beginning of the year, and now he's got to be top 3. He's at 35 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 53 from the field, 33 from 3, 88 from the line. Celtics could easily have the best record in the Eastern Conference, and that's going to be a pretty solid case for Tatum to get his first MVP.
I remember that was what I threw out. We were talking dark horse MVP picks, and I just chucked in there. I said, what about Tatum? Because his odds are like really, really juicy for a guy that we know can score basically 30 in his sleep. Only thinking, well, if the Celtics have the number 1 record in the East, maybe the league, he's the best player on the team. Is it possible? And so far, so good with that 3-0 quick start. And he looks awesome right now. Like, he looks sort of unstoppable right now.
And he was in the MVP talks the first couple of the months last year until things sort of fell off for him. But he was there, and the question was were the Celtics going to come out like laser-focused coming off the final appearance? And absolutely is the answer. When you go into Miami and Orlando, I know it's Miami and Orlando, and you think, oh, they should be able to handle Orlando. That is one of the toughest back-to-backs in the NBA. It happens to everybody. The vaunted Florida back-to-back, it's not easy. And now they go get Chicago here to end their 3-game trip on Monday night. They easily make it 4-0. The way that they're locked in. This is a team that came off that finals appearance and is ready to destroy teams. As you said, the Jayson Tatum saying to Paolo Banchero, as Jay King wrote about it on The Athletic, that dude is locked in. For him to be doing that the second night of a back-to-back in Florida, he doesn't need to be doing that. he's Jayson Tatum. But he is a great defender. When he wants to be, he's a part of one of the best defenses in the league. So he doesn't get the credit, but when he wants to be, he can be really, really great.
My winner of the weekend, Damian Lillard. Let's stick with these undefeated teams that we're running through here. A lot of noise surrounding Lillard during the offseason. A lot of chatter about whether he was past his prime. You know, he missed a majority of last season, had the injury, looked like he didn't have the explosiveness anymore. And I told you guys, doubt Damian Lillard at risk because this guy is obviously a gamer and is an MVP. He's an MVP candidate when healthy over the last couple of years. He's always sort of in the mix if his team can win enough games. But what a weekend for him.
Yep.
I mean, the Blazers are undefeated, and we'll get to their defense, which are actually playing some, which is nice to see. But 41-point games back-to-back for Lillard over the weekend. And it was amazing because he didn't even hit, like he hit a huge 3 against the Lakers, don't get me wrong, but he didn't hit the game-winning shot in either of those victories. Mm-hmm. It was Simons with a really, really tough, like sort of floater runner against the Suns. And then it was Jeremy Grant with the very tough bucket where he got around LeBron and sort of snuck it up under AD in that crazy Lakers game there on Sunday. But just Damian Lillard, it's just awesome to see. I'm excited to have this type of Lillard back here where he's putting up 40 points and his team is winning. And the defense that they are pairing with, we always know an explosive offense when he's out there, is nice to see. Grant's a big part of it. I mean, obviously Gary Payton II's not even playing, but Josh Hart, and Lillard can't stop talking about this guy. He's in love with Josh Hart. He's like, this guy plays tough as hell, and he doesn't need shots, and he doesn't worry about his stats. But in 3 games, he is averaging 13, 10, and 4, basically 2 steals in a lot of minutes, and they need him to play. And the Blazers have a top 5 defense. I mean, it's only 3 games. You know, they played some good teams here, though, but it's cool to see Lillard quickly appreciate a guy like Hart and what he brings to the table. And, yeah, I love to see them, like, getting down, getting some stops when it gets into crunch time. And you're always going to have a chance then when you have Lillard sort of operating the offense. So happy to see the Blazers here with 3-0.
On paper, it does make sense when you see guys that they've signed to surround Simons and Damian Lillard and Josh Hart and Justice Winslow and Jeremy Grant. Big ones there. And it's paying off. They played good teams other than the Lakers, which we'll get to, who couldn't, hit the freaking side of a barn. But, they are scrapping. I love the way he gave it up for those guys to get the game winners. Both those dudes. The guy that he's been longing to play for a long time in Jeremy Grant and the Anthony Simons. I know you called it a floater push shot. I like to call it a hook. It's not quite a hook, but from a guard, that's as hooky as you're going to get.
The vibe of a hook. Hook adjacent.
So that was cool. And the Lillard talking trash to Ayton in that same game on Friday. Ayton could tie it from the line there. And you can read the lips so easily of Damian Lillard. You got it, right? What's the quote?
You think they trust you with the game on the line? Hell no.
Hell no.
Got in Ayton's head. Oh my God.
Oh, he missed.
Do they? And he missed the first one, which he obviously had to hit.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, any thoughts on the Blazers' hot start here?
The only real couple of thoughts I have on the Blazers is that, Lillard has been awesome, but even dating back to the season opener against the Kings, it's been the other guys making plays down the stretch that are huge. Josh Hart was the guy against the Kings, then, like you said, Simons and Grant. So to get role player contributions when it really matters, that takes a little pressure off Damian Lillard to let him cook in Dame time. If you got to worry about literally anybody else on the Blazers, that helps. The other thing is that I wasn't aware Jeremy Grant had added the Klay Thompson catch and shoot to his game. He catches it, he never brings it down. And this guy isn't really known as a three-point shooter, but he was looking good against the Lakers there. Obviously hit the big shot as well. So great start for him.
Absolutely. Tass, let's do another round here. Who else you got?
Another round of winners.
We can do some mini ones if we want.
Yeah, we're in a great mood. We both picked League Pass teams to watch for, the Grizzlies and the Rockets, and they paid off on Friday night. John Morant scored 49 monstrous points against the Houston Rockets and a huge block with a few minutes left. I know you've got him as your whoa boy winner of the weekend because of that monstrous line. And the block is probably the most impressive part. He scored 49 freaking points. A great back and forth. Maybe
he could have had 50, by the way. He gave up the ball at the end when the Rockets had to foul. They were sending John Morant to the line. He had the ball, but he's like, I think he passed it maybe to Bane or something like that. He's like, here, you take it. He could have. If he selfishly wanted the first 50 burger of the season, he could have had it. He could have ate it. Could have housed that burger. But he didn't.
I know Whoa Boy of the Weekend is up on every platform that you're watching your stuff on YouTube, on IG, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, but you didn't include the pass-off in terms of the highlights.
I didn't.
Did you know?
No.
Did you include the block?
Hell yeah.
A few minutes left. He's got something going with Jalen Green, it feels like. Like he wants to destroy Jalen Green. What a block. What a block for a guard to come back and do that. Yeah, they lost by 40 the next night against the Mavs. But who cares? Grizzlies, a league pass lock. Rockets, a league pass lock. And the Rockets part of why they're graded on League Pass. They give up a lot of points.
Hell yeah.
On Saturday.
They got a bunch of athletes, and they'll give up a ton of points.
Yeah, Saturday they did the same to Giannis.
Yeah.
Who had, 44?
He had 44 in 5 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 minutes.
Yes. Under 28 minutes of play, he had 44 ridiculous points, and he sat down. The first time he's had 40 in his career in under 30 minutes of play. Just chilling. Giannis just chilling. It was 44 and 12 rebounds. Got to throw that in there. What a night.
Yeah, the John Morant highlight package from that Rockets game, though. He has it all. He's got the spin cycle. He's got the dunks in transition. Great dimes. The huge, like you said, like out of nowhere block. I mean, he just gets the height he gets on these blocks. How many highlight blocks does this guy have already in his career?
Yeah, you guys are talking
5?
about the huge block, and I'm not exactly sure which one you mean from even this game.
Yeah.
He had 2 really, really nice ones. I'm assuming you mean the one where he basically catches it, but for all of the explosive highlights that John Morant has, the thing I was most impressed in the 49-point game is the patience. He's not playing at 100 miles an hour when he's in the lane. He is just able to keep his dribble going until something finally opens up. Easy layups. Good stuff.
And he's got the 3-point shot where he doesn't jump.
That's the only time he doesn't jump.
He basically, right?
Weird.
He really doesn't.
Weird.
He's lefty. Go watch his threes that he hits. A lot of them, they're wide open, and he's just basically flat-footed Brook Lopez style. He just goes up on his tippy toes a little bit and hit 5 of them in this game. So huge performance. Yes, it's Wilbur of the weekend. Not going to do every night.
No.
But we'll look back on Mondays and pick the best statistical line from Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Yeah, it was tough to overlook Giannis, 44 in, again, 6 minutes, but we went with John Morant's 49. Trey, what do you got?
Great weekend for the Denver Nuggets. They beat the Warriors on the road on Friday, took care of business against the Thunder at home on Saturday, getting a win there after a surprising Wednesday night season opening loss to the Jazz. Also, first triple-double of the season for Jokic came against the Warriors, 26, 12, and 10 against Draymond Green. Pretty impressive. 7 Nuggets scored in double digits against the world champs. An ideal bounce-back win after the dud against the Jazz. Jokic then got his second triple-double of the season against OKC, 19, 16, and 13 assists. 6 Nuggets were in double digits in this one, including 16 for Jamal Murray in his second game. He's not playing back-to-backs quite yet, but still only at 25 to 27 minutes per game, just looking more and more comfortable. The chemistry is still there with Jokic, and got to give a shout-out to Michael Porter Jr., who's been balling through the first 3 games of this season. 17 against Golden State, 22 against OKC. He went 14 of 27 from the field, 10 of 20 from 3. The biggest early days questions for the Nuggets were going to be, can Jamal Murray return to form? Looks like he's getting there. And can Michael Porter Jr. return and also reach his potential at the same time? It's kind of a double question for that guy, but 18 points per game on 50, 80 shooting, that'll do.
That'll do. Yeah, very well done. And you mentioned Ja with the Grizzlies not going 100 miles an hour, growing up a little bit. Jokic is loving not having to do as much as well. Mm-hmm. Just finding the dudes, playing with the dudes that he wanted to play with. He must feel so happy that these guys are back. Yeah, everybody looking comfortable. It's so good to see. Everybody's so happy for Jamal Murray. That you watch a game and you can see a lot of smiles on the Nuggets bench.
Yeah.
Because he's performing, and it's smart to not have him in back-to-backs, I think. Obviously, I don't know his the medical plan there, but bring him along slowly.
Mm-hmm. It was nice after they lost to the Jazz on opening night, or their season opener. We're like, oh God, what's wrong with the Nuggets? Uh-oh, this is a bad start. Well, the Jazz can't lose. They might be winning the championship apparently this year, so not a bad loss. And then they follow it up with these 2 back-to-back wins there as they get their pieces back. So yeah, good weekend there from the Nuggets. I'll throw in a couple other ones. Bennedict Mathurin, the Pacers rookie. Incredible start to his career. He's coming off the bench, and he's averaging 24 points per game, 6 boards, a couple assists in under 30 minutes, and he's shooting 52% from the floor. Even better from deep, 52.4% from 3 on 7 3-point attempts per game. He is on fire, and none of this, it's going to come down a little bit, don't get me wrong. But you watch him play, you're like, this is what he's going to be in his career. He's going to be a 25-point per game scorer. He just has the tools for it. And I saw Zach Cram really put it in perspective, his start here. He's only the 5th NBA player since 1980 to score at least 72 points in his first 3 games here of his career. And he joins Isaiah Thomas, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, and Jerry Stackhouse getting in the mix there. So you can add Mathurin there. And we have other rookies playing well. Obviously Paolo and Ivy and stuff like that. But Mathurin is, this is just this is Pacers fans, they must be over the moon. They
Stackhouse numbers, this is crazy.
Exactly. Hey, Stackhouse was a problem. But just for them to have obviously Halliburton, which they make that move last year, and then now him. I mean, you're back. Here you go. Here's your backcourt. And who cares how many games you really win this year or lose? It's just the development of these guys. So a little love to him and to the guy that's always in our stream team saying Bennedict Mathurin for Rookie of the Year, who was saying it in every preseason show we ever did. Good prediction so far.
Yeah, we're giving a lot of love to Bennedict Mathurin. I will guarantee a national TV show that talks as much about Bennedict Mathurin does not exist. There's nobody who talks about Bennedict Mathurin and the Pacers more than this show because he can score at all three levels. He's good at the rim. You can hear him in interviews. He's obviously wise beyond his years. He knows what the heck he's doing. And he's coming off the bench. How much longer you keep him off on the bench? This is obviously the backcourt of their future. Yeah, could easily be Rookie of the Year the way he's playing. And luckily, my Instagram feed fed me a Pacers video of his mom came in, made Haitian food for the entire crew. Everyone was very excited. Of course, you'd be very excited. Mom and sister actually came in, so I like my algorithm right now. I like what's happening. It can change on a whim.
Yeah,
it feels like.
Watch one wrong video.
Yep,
you're screwed.
Yep. Stand away from the Discovery page. But right now, Haitian food for the Haitian Canadian Bennedict Mathurin.
Awesome start for him. A couple other ones. Chris Paul, big milestone over the weekend. 11,000 career assists. He joined John Stockton and Jayson Kidd as the only players in NBA history with that many dimes. And Chris Paul, first player in the league with 20,000 points and 11,000 assists. And a little love to Christian Wood, because, my God, he's balling off the bench for the Mavs. He's putting up numbers. And Donovan Mitchell, I know we'll get to him a little bit more maybe when we talk about the Bulls and their rough weekend. But this guy... 3 consecutive games of 30-plus, and he blew it at the end of regulation with a couple turnovers in yesterday's game against the Zards, but in overtime he made up for it, and he apologized for making everybody stick around for another 30 to 45 minutes.
My man.
Yeah, it's sorry about that. We should have won in regulation, but he got it done in overtime. Great start. I mean, really, really strong start for Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland. Any other winners?
They love him. They love him in Cleveland, especially with
they're
Darius.
chanting MVP for him.
Yeah, especially with Darius Garland going down with the eye injury and wearing some big shades on the bench.
Yeah, he's got to block out the light.
Yeah, and I guess he is because
that's what it is.
It's some of those sunglasses. It's not like the medical sunglasses that are huge and block out the light, but they kind of act as that, and they're like a name brand one, like I don't know what they are. A Prada, a Gucci. But they've got the huge, I don't even know what to call them, panels.
What is it called, that side thing?
The side thing? I don't know. They got huge pips, as my man Paul Williamson would say. No, they've got...
pips.
Anyway. Okay. They're blocking out all the light. They're huge.
Okay, well...
hold on, one more winner. Nick Richards, man.
Oh, Nick Richards. We saw it with our own eyes. Go ahead.
We seen it with our own eyes. We saw the Nick Richards game. 20 points, 11 rebounds off the bench in the win for the Hornets against the Hawks down there at the Fortress yesterday. A sleepy performance from the hometown Hawks, for being quite honest. Nick Richards and Mason Plumlee were running wild inside against Atlanta, but shout out to Richards, a career high in points and rebounds.
Yeah.
We'll remember that one for a while.
Oh, yeah. Winners of the weekend to us for not having to pay for those Hawks tickets because that was a brutal performance by Atlanta. But, yeah, Hornets, they're a scrappy 2-1. We saw Gordon Hayward's hair in person, too. And it looks worse
it looks crazy,
than the photos.
It looks like he's running and it's falling off the back of his head from the breeze.
And his shorts are getting bigger and bigger too, or he's getting smaller and smaller, like he's losing weight. Gordon Hayward wears some of the biggest shorts in the league.
Huh. It sounds like a good top 5 list.
I'm telling you.
Top 5 biggest shorts in the NBA. I'd put Luka on there. He wears a big short as well. Yeah,
he does.
They're both wearing the early 2000s era of short rather than the current era.
Okay. Anything else to report from the game?
Okay. Here's a good winner of the weekend. Biggest Hawks winner of the weekend. They had they were doing their in-arena promotions. They had some kind of thing where you had to make shots. You had to get stuff from the crowd, and then you had to run back and get to the chair before anybody else could.
Okay.
This dad, to win his his kid a jersey, jumped from like outside the jump ball circle to land on the chair, like a full 15-foot
laid
jump.
out.
It was incredible the way he landed so hard. Crowd went wild. Crowd went incredible.
We gotta get that clip.
We gotta find that one.
Oh my god! Like he's not exaggerating. Man. So yeah, it's musical chairs. They're sort of beanbags, right? Like they're probably inflatable beanbags. So they're like
smart move, Dad.
Yeah, but Tass, he nearly missed it.
It was wild.
Like he jumped way too far. Respect, he got there. He showed off the hops.
He
like
jumped
the dad
too far.
Like. No, he nearly...
He could have taken one more full step easily before the jump.
He was so close to missing the chair and landing straight on his ass. But
winner of the weekend
he won.
That dad.
He won a lot of prizes for his kid, yeah.
Good for him.
Yep.
It's like a baseball hitter sliding into first base, like on a hit. You got to do the statistical analysis. Would have been faster to run there or do the jump, Dad. Good move.
Yeah, we'll try and find that clip. Incredible stuff. That was the highlight of the Hawks game from the Hawks side of things. Hornets played a lot better. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll get to our losers of the NBA weekend.
Yeah, guys, so I had my buddy Derek staying with me a couple weeks ago. Put him up in Jackson's room. Normally, I'd feel kind of bad about putting a dear friend in child's room, Jackson. He's 14 years old. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe picture a jam space, lots of musical instruments. We got a keyboard, drums, bass, amps, all that. At the bottom of a hotel laundry chute, and that's what is just completely piled high with dirty laundry. In short, it's messy.
Okay.
I've said it before. I've said it. I'll say it again. I live with slobs. My go-to dad joke whenever I walk into his room is, "Oh my God, we've been robbed." That's the joke that I always do every single time. It always falls flat. Anyways, underneath all that mess is a king-size bed with a Helix Midnight Luxe mattress on it. So, at least I thought Derek would be comfortable. Yeah. Well, in the morning, Derek, he appears in the kitchen, and I say, "So, how'd you sleep?" He's like, "Yeah, fine. Yes, good. Yeah, thanks." I'm like, "What? That's a Helix Midnight Luxe you slept on." He's like, no, it's great. A little soft for me." And then it hit me. That mattress is for me. I took the Helix sleep quiz, so it's perfect for me, but not for him. He likes it a little firm. He likes it harder. Stiff, if you will. Of course, Derek didn't take the quiz, I did. So Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that offers tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. The Helix lineup includes 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. I took this Helix Sleep quiz and found my perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. Honestly, I might as well have just thrown down a piece of cardboard and an old towel for Uncle Derek, because it just wasn't the mattress for him. JK, he loved it, even though it was a little soft for him. Not only is the mattress the best I've ever slept on, but the setup was fast and easy. Helix mattresses are delivered in a box straight to your door for free, and it's really fun to watch it just unfurl before your eyes. Plus, Helix mattresses are American-made and come with a 10 or 15-year warranty, depending on the model. You get to try it out for 100 nights, risk-free, and if you don't love it, you will, but if you don't, they'll pick it up for you and give you a free refund. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/NoDunks. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Okay, time for losers of the NBA weekend. I'll get us started because there's a very obvious one, and it is the Lakers' three-point shooting, which continues to, in a way, impress how poorly they are shooting this three ball. Through the first 3 games of the season, the Lakers, as a team, are 25 for 118 from three-point range. That is an ice-cold 21.2% clip. Per ESPN Stats and Info, that is the second worst three-point percentage for any team in history that has taken at least 100 three-pointers over any 3-game span. Wow. That's crazy. We are basically watching the worst three-point shooting over a 3-game span we've ever seen in terms of volume to like the percentage they're hitting. And they lose to the Blazers. They should have won that game. I mean, they're up like 7? It's like 2 minutes,
2 minutes
to
to go.
They had it. They had their first W, and they give it away. Blazers played a big part in that, as we talked about, but they just can't hit a three. It was like I was watching the Hawks with Trey yesterday going, oh, this is what it feels like to be a Lakers fan right now. Like the Hawks were just missing wide open three after wide open three after wide open three. It was like they just can't hit at one. Like nobody can. That's the Lakers from the start of the season till now. And then we had the Westbrook jumper too, which we need to talk about. They are up 1. The Lakers are. Russ brings it up. There's about 31 seconds left. Let's call it 30 seconds. 18 seconds on the shot clock. The Lakers are up 1. This guy is what, a 14, 15-year vet in the league? And the Blazers, Nurk, I mean, Billups even said so after the game, like, play off him. Like, try and tempt him to shoot. And Russ pulls up from, like, the mid-range jumper and clanks it. And then, obviously, the Blazers go the other way. And we know how the game goes from there. And so, people are piling on Westbrook, and he had another bad game, and nobody can shoot. Like, what'd you think about that decision? He says they're doing a 2-for-1, which is like mind-boggling. You're the team up. That is a really weird way to go about it. But thoughts on Russ's shot, the Lakers not being able to hit 3, all this stuff going on.
Yeah, so strange to see Chauncey Billups decide Yusuf Nurkic should guard him. Yeah. They've got a center guarding him.
Brilliant.
It makes sense. Just play way off him. In the end, Westbrook's got to go to the rim on that one. I know some people will say, that's a wide open shot. That's a good shot. It's somewhat early, that's for sure. You can get a better shot. LeBron James throws his hands up when it happens. If you zoom in, everybody's zooming in. He's upset because they could have got a better shot than that. A better shot would be a layup against the 7-footer. And what's got to happen is Russ has got to go to the bench to get the confidence back. Because if he's going to the rim against backup guys, then he's got the confidence at the end of games to be shooting a little bit better. I'm going a little too deep there. It wasn't a great shot. It was a bad performance. To give away that whole game, a couple bad turnovers at the end for the Lakers there. Yeah, just all fell apart. It's odd to see a Lakers team 0-3, and this was their best game of the their 3-game run here. They had it. They had this, and it's only going to get worse. Like, Lonnie Walker looks all right. He's looking good. I thought some of those shots are going to go down. He sold me in the offseason saying that he's going to be a good 3-point shooter. They just don't have lasers, as LeBron said. They don't have anything. They
got a defense.
Yeah. No.
Third in the league in defense right now. But the problem is that they're going to be going up against math as well every single night, because right now, like you mentioned, Skeets, they're 30th in the league in makes. They're 30th in percentage. And they're 7th in attempts from 3-point land, because the shots are going to be wide open, because you can guard Westbrook with the center. And if you can guard with Westbrook with the center, there's just going to be a guy hanging out in the lane. And the Lakers are good at scoring inside. LeBron scores inside a lot. Anthony Davis scores inside a lot. Those are worth 2 points every time. They're going to give up threes on the other end, and they're never going to be able to get them back until somebody starts hitting. And I don't think it's going to be Westbrook. He shouldn't be handling the ball with 30 seconds left is really what it comes down to. That should go to LeBron or AD or somebody who can make a wise decision with the ball. Because right now when Westbrook takes a jumper, it's basically a turnover.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I guess the real rosy glasses outlook could be Westbrook does start slow in seasons. Maybe it'll come around to some degree. Even he fooled me with some of the off-season shooting, which were odd off-season shooting videos, because he was like running into shots when he should be a set shot man when you're playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis. But anyways, 30th in all those stats, including offense, right? I think they're 30th overall in offense. Yeah.
Shooting 29% Westbrook is from the floor, and it looks like a mistake. He's shooting 8.3% from deep on 4 3-point attempts per game, so it's like there's some volume there. But you look up and down the roster, nobody outside of like Matt Ryan is hitting any threes with any consistency. That includes LeBron, and that's Nunn and Beverly and AD and Reeves and on, Lonnie Walker, and nobody can hit 3 on this team. And that's a great point from Trey about the math problem. It's like you've got to hit some in today's game. Like you have to hit them at a decent clip. to win a lot of these games, no matter how good your defense is. And no matter how good LeBron is playing still in year 20, and AD, great defense in that game against the Blazers. Some huge blocks.
And they're just going to be frustrated, physically frustrated too, because there are going to be more bodies in the lane. That's who Bron and AD are going to be running into because they don't have to guard shooters. So there's just going to be some angry fellas in the locker room. That's understandable. And LeBron didn't take the bait when asked about the Russell Westbrook question after. Nice swat.
He's like, I see what you're doing.
Yeah. But a better shot should have been had. It did. The numbers, that didn't make sense.
What do you got for a loser of the weekend?
Well, this was a fun one. Luka Doncic with a beautiful pass to his teammate off the backboard. Could be one of the best passes of the season. An amazing pass. But it was deemed to be a missed shot by the scorekeeper in Dallas.
All right, let's have a look here.
He makes a beautiful spin move to get to the hoop, and he sees Dorian Finney-Smith flying in for an alley-oop opportunity, so he throws it off the glass for a dunk, and he calls immediately. He starts pointing.
Immediately.
He says that was an assist.
Yeah, it was.
Look it up.
It was.
Asked about it after the game, he said that was an assist. Why would I be given a missed shot on that? It absolutely was. It's starting to make me think that if I went into a coma, as we were asked in a Beach Steppin' podcast before the season, would you watch the top 50 assists or the top 50 dunks? I'm starting to change my position. I may watch the top 50 assists if they're going to be
That won't be on the highlight. That won't be on the highlight. It's not an assist. They screwed it up, the official scores.
The officials did screw it up, but you can retroactively go back and change it. They do that all the time.
Yeah,
For rebounds, when guys are looking for a triple-double, change it. What the heck are you waiting for? That was a pass.
It's a pass. It's a glassist, if you really want to get technical. Off the glass assist. Jam them together. Glassist. It reads a lot better than it is to say, but it's absolutely an assist. John Morant has done this a number of times, and it usually goes overlooked. It's like, because it is tough. It's like, I don't know. It's like there's not many players in the league that have the balls to even attempt these things. I think it's something that is going to start happening more and more. I've said before a long time ago on this podcast, if you get creative, you have like a sixth offensive player out there in a weird way. If you can use the glass to, put the ball off of it to get it somewhere else to another teammate. But do you agree it was that one is an assist and they got it wrong?
I agree only because Luka points at right away to kind of claim it as an assist because it looks like a missed shot.
Yeah.
It 100% looks like a missed shot.
My first instinct was, no way.
He throws it with so much power off that backboard. Like, the guy's got touch. I don't think he's going to brick a layup attempt like that.
But, agree. But also, if he throws the assist straight to Dorian Finney-Smith instead of going off the glass, he would get an assist, I think.
Maybe.
Next time.
Yeah. He's smart. Maybe he just pointed at the rim after to claim it, that it was an assist. Maybe it was a missed shot.
I love how quickly he's doing it. Like
as he throws it down, he's like, "That was an assist."
Yeah. I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good one. Trey, what do you got?
I got the Minnesota Timberwolves as a loser. They took care of business against OKC last night, but they're getting loser of the weekend for our pick and payoff game Friday versus the Jazz. Turned out it was the Malik Beasley revenge game. Pre-game, John Krasinski reported that Malik Beasley's emotions heading into tonight against the Wolves kill anybody in front of me.
Jeez.
Went out and had 15 points on 16 shots. Minor revenge. The Jazz did get the win. Thanks in part to Rudy Gobert missing 2 free throws in overtime after a little trash talk from Jordan Clarkson. Would have tied the game. Certainly the win, I think, means more to the Jazz than it did to the Wolves. An early days loss in overtime. Not the biggest thing to get concerned about, but what was interesting is Anthony Edwards after the game. He had his first 30-point game of the season. Said, the smaller we go, the better it is for me. Which is pretty interesting since the Wolves just traded their entire future to go super, super huge every minute of the season. Edwards definitely looked the most comfortable with a small lineup out there. The driving lanes are a lot easier for him. He was still productive with big men on the floor. I think that just takes a little time to maximize their offense. A little more concerning, I would say, on the defensive end for Minnesota. They've just been average so far. They're getting beat on the glass, and you can see some cracks where the Jazz were putting Rudy Gobert into actions and then leaving Towns as the rim guy, and a lot of scrambling from Minnesota. There's probably no team that knows better how to attack Rudy Gobert at this point than the Jazz. They shot 23s on 50 attempts, so they're getting up a lot of shots, shooting a great percentage because they're wide open. No doubt Chris Finch will get better planned out as the season goes on, But this is going to be the problem for the Wolves when it comes playoff time. Teams are still going to want to go small against Minnesota, put Gobert into actions, and force Towns to guard. Will he be able to do it? We'll see. It's a long season, but we can look back on this game and be like, ooh, the Jazz had a little bit of a blueprint here.
Yeah, you can see that they're putting them in screen and roll action over and over and over again just to make sure that they got some movement, they got the defense moving, and then they're just kicking it around. And they had 39 assists in that game on 49 field goals, which is ridiculous. You can look at Rudy Gobert's stat line and say, well, 23 boards. Great line. But, yeah, they did struggle moving around on that floor and covering all these Jazz. When they're coming at you from every single direction, when every Jazz is a weapon, that was a scrambling Timberwolves defense if you watch them. And the Jazz were able to knock down open jumper after open jumper.
Loser of the weekend to the Philadelphia 76ers. They lost their third straight game to open the season. And this one, the third game, they fell to the Spurs. 114-105. This is on Saturday night. 76ers once again loudly booed by their home fans. If you're keeping track, that's twice already this young NBA season that they're getting booed on their home floor. This was everybody chipping in for San Antonio. 6 Spurs scored in double figures. Now, the good thing for the Sixers is Embiid had a monster game. But, remember Harden was killing it and Embiid was struggling? Well, they flipped it there on Saturday because Harden had a stinker game. I think he shot 4 of 18 or something like that. But then we also had, despite the really good game from Embiid, Doc Rivers on Friday was telling reporters that Embiid had plantar fasciitis this summer, and that's hampered his training and his conditioning, and that's why he's not playing long stints, so he's out of shape. And it's just bad. I mean, 3 losses in a row. This was a team that we thought championship contender, number 1 seed in the East with a bang, all this. Doc Rivers, I mean, if this continues, I don't know. They have the Pacers tonight. They have to win. They host them. They have to win.
Got to.
If they don't, I mean, they play the Raptors twice. They play the Bulls. They play the Wizards. So, they have teams that they probably should beat in a majority of these games. But if they come out of it on the other side with a 2-7 record or something like that, Doc Rivers could be gone. I think Morey would be forced to make a change. And you have Dave Yeager and Sam Cassell on that bench. You could easily see one of those. I mean, Sam Cassell's never coached as a head coach. Everybody's waiting for him to get his chance, and of course, Yeager has had success in this league. I think if they can't get it together here and get some W's on the board, then Doc's going to be golfing full time, which he'll probably be happy about. But
I don't know. It's getting cold. It's getting colder now.
He won't be staying in Philadelphia.
That's it. That's right.
But yeah, what I mean.
Imagine hearing Doc Rivers yell 4 on the golf course. Will he be able to hear it?
Well, through the first couple of holes, yes, but then his voice gets worse and worse.
He'd lose it.
Yeah,
but he was quite vocal about Joel Embiid not touching a ball for 2 months, and Embiid had to address it as well. Apparently, he said, I totally forgot that he was dealing with the plantar fasciitis. 2 months of not touching a basketball before camp. So there's an excuse there for the first couple games, but then he balled out with 40 big ones. And this team,
there might be the worst team to watch too.
Vibes are bad right now.
They are not a fun watch.
They are a dribble festival. They take a ton of free throws, obviously, with Embiid and Harden, and they just play so slow. I don't know. I just thought they were going to be a lot more into the season to start since they have such a quality team. I'm trying to have a little perspective here. The Celtics were stinky through the first half of last season.
They're trying to pull
turned
that
it on
off.
and went to the finals, but you're right. This feels like an oddly big week for the Philadelphia 76ers to win some games against some easier competition. And it's weird that we might have our first must-win game already of the season. Sixers versus Pacers? That doesn't add up to me.
Nah. It feels like Embiid thought, I could chill out for the first while of the season, then turn it on, let Harden take control of this team. But there's too many good Eastern Conference teams, even though they should handle Indiana. Toronto's going to want some revenge for their playoff loss. Every night is going to be a battle. So Embiid turned it on and had an incredible night. But I think he wanted to chill out and slowly get better. But the problem with watching them is free throws. Historically, that's what happens.
Yeah,
with those
they play
dudes.
slow. They're the slowest team in the league.
And that's got to piss off Doc. It's got to piss off Maxey. Those guys Maxey should be utilizing the fast break all the time. And my problem is we know what James Harden is. Create for 10, 15 seconds for himself, dribble, figure it out. But sometimes it's I'm not even going to run a play and just fire it off to a corner, and that guy is sort of under the gun and just has to fire it himself, and that's just not a good possession.
Or they waste 16 seconds trying to get Embiid post touch. I can't stand that either. Like, they just take sometimes way too long to just do whatever you're gonna do. And if the plan is give it to Embiid, sure, that makes sense. But it's so slow at times. And that's how he plays. That's how Harden plays. So it's not really surprising. Your two stars play this slower game, and it can work. These guys are, superstar, borderline still superstars in Harden's case. So I'm sure they have to win tonight. Like that to me is a bit of a must-win game.
A little bit.
Like if the Pacers embarrass them and they're playing, fast and loose, they got nothing to lose really. 0-4 when expectations are like number 1 seed, be a terror. We'll see. We'll see how long Doc is there. They can maybe turn it around. Any other ones? Trey, what do you got?
Yeah, mini loser to my beautiful Bulls. Took 2 losses this weekend on both ends of the sadness spectrum. Friday night, lost to the Wizards on the road. DeMar DeRozan made a game-winning 3 in Washington last year, but the magic wasn't there on Friday night. Just missed the game winner from the top of the key. A little bit long, little rattle job. See you later. Saturday night, got smizzoked by the Cavs. Lost by 32. They scored on 2 possessions the last 6 minutes of the game. Ugly stuff from Chicago. The only silver linings of the weekend. Zach LaVine came back against the Cavs. Had a little burst. 23 points on 9 of 17 shooting.
Yeah.
Javonte Green did some cool dunks. But Bulls offense is looking pretty sluggish to start the season without Lonzo there. But honestly, these are stealth winners for both the Wizards and Cavs. Because Bradley Beal was nails against the Bulls. 19 points, 8 assists. Scored the last 6 for Washington. Hit 2 massive buckets under a minute to win it. And then the Cavs, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but a big shout out to Donovan Mitchell. 32-9-8 against Chicago. 37-5-4 against the Wizards yesterday. Darius Garland's been out, and Mitchell has stepped his game up, and he's doing it with flair, crossovers, passing, no-look alley-oops to Dean Wade. It still counts as an alley-oop if you finish with a layup, but still a huge weekend highlight-wise and numbers-wise for Mitchell. And the Wizards are doing well, and people say we don't talk about the Wizards. So, shout out to the Wizards.
The Zards.
They did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
They're right. We don't talk about.
We don't really talk about the Wizards.
It's hard.
Much.
It's hard to fit it all in. But they were a scrappy bunch this weekend, and they scrapped out against the Cavs on Sunday as well. It was a good battle, an OT battle. But the Cavs were just too scrappy, and they got guys that got ups. Not just an alley-oop finish with a layup for Dean Wade, but he also had a hammer. He had a hammer dunk, and he got hammered to the floor as well. Cavs are deep, baby. They're sitting at 2-1. It's tough East. Tough East. Every night's a battle. Every night's a battle in the Eastern Conference. No joke.
Yeah. Was that the biggest, we're 4 nights in, 5 nights in. Was that the worst loss of the season so far by any team? The Bulls there? 32?
Grizzlies lost by 41 to the Mavs.
There you go. That's
probably it.
That's got to be it. That's a shocking one for sure. Any other mini losers of the weekend?
Well, Zion Williamson hit the floor really hard, so we got to mention it. Hopefully it's very, very minor, and he'll be back very soon.
Bruised an ass cheek.
Yes, but... it's called a posterior posterior hip contusion.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a bruised hip.
More of a hip.
It's more of a hip, and they're happy that it didn't veer over to the ass portion because you don't want a bruised tailbone.
Yeah, that's worse.
That's far worse. So it's just a bruised hip. Now, this team was coming back without him anyways against the Jazz. So it was good to sit on the bench. Unfortunately, they lost Brandon Ingram as well. But Brandon Ingram should be back very soon. But we should mention it because when Zion's on the injury report, you got to talk about it. One other thing, another report.
Hold on. Ingram is more of like a concussion protocol problem, right? And, we'll see how long they're out. They'll be back eventually this season, pretty quickly. It does seem like, but... The next 2 weeks, the Pelicans have the Mavs, Suns, Clippers, Lakers, and Warriors. That's a pretty tough schedule to be missing probably your 2 best scorers in Zion and Ingram, depending on how long they're out. Every win matters, for sure, this season, especially in the Western Conference. So take a couple of losses there. It might play out play-in time,
That's totally true. CJ McCollum, luckily for them, is balling. He's doing his thing. But, yeah. Every win does matter, even though we look in April, we're like, oh yeah, this is a huge game. The games do matter in October too.
That's right. You said you had another one.
Yeah, quickie. We had that little scuffle over the weekend, Caleb Martin and Christian Koloko.
Yeah, we did. What the hell's wrong with Caleb Martin? He went nuts.
He went nuts. So
Koloko's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, that's not funny. But the loser to me is the NBA for hitting Christian Koloko with a fine. So Caleb Martin gets a game.
Yeah.
Nikola Jovic, who is on the Miami Heat bench.
Yep.
Nikola Jovic, don't call me Nikola Jokic, is on the Heat bench. He got fined a game as well because he left. Okay. And that's what Nick Nurse was upset about after the game. Raptors head coach said immediately, a lot of guys left the bench. A lot of guys on their team left the bench. They did. One got suspended anyway. And then Christian Koloko, this is what he was fined $15,000 for. And this is a second-round pick, okay? Every dollar matters to him. So $15,000 for grabbing Caleb Martin during the altercation. Grabbed him. Grabbing. There's grabbing fines now.
Yeah. No. Wow. No, you're right. He probably shouldn't have.
What was he supposed to do? He was getting chucked by a man. Should he just go flying like your guy at the Atlanta Hawks game and playing musical chairs into the chair? He flew into the first row.
I got bad news about that clip, by the way. While JD was doing the ad read, I looked it up, and they cut away. Oh, no! Like, they cut away back to the broadcast.
On the Hawks feed?
Yeah, so we're not going to have it. Maybe I could talk to somebody at the Hawks, but anyway. Yeah, the Caleb, like, for those that don't know, we don't have that clip, but it's like, they're fighting for a rebound. There's some classic tying up. I mean, maybe Koloko gets an arm up too high. He goes down, and Martin steps over him.
Yeah.
Like, he steps to him and over him, and it's sort of like, oh, God, I mean, now what do? You got to, like, get up and at least get in the guy's face so Koloko pops up. And then Martin, like, spears him into the first row. Now, they were sort of lucky. Nobody was sitting there. Like, there were just empty seats there in Miami.
Heat fans.
And then that was sort of it. And then everybody comes in and pulls them apart. Like, that's really all that happened. But it was definitely Martin. He was the aggressor in the situation, and I guess they gave him the game, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and they also fined the other guy $15,000.
Well, I know. See, I will say, I'm glad you did the grabbing reporting there because I thought it was like, I thought you got an automatic fine when you do get ejected. That might be a thing in the NBA where you get dinged no matter what.
Yeah, according to the Athletics, I followed the Athletics Shams Charania reporting for this one. According to Shams, $15,000 for grabbing. Literally the word used, grabbing.
So they're literally debating whether, in a way, Caleb did the Goldberg spear or Koloko did a little DDT action into the bench. Like, he's grabbing him into it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Here's JD. Look at JD on it.
Oh, yeah. This is a straight tackle.
Way to go. Here. Yeah, it's a tackle.
Watch the grabs, though.
Caleb Martin did say there was a lot of possessions leading up to this where he... Look at those fists. Look at those fists.
Right. What is he?
Okay. He does hug him a little bit here.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, where's the grab? Okay, look at that's a spear. That's a well-executed spear, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's Stone Cold music.
I think there's a rule. The Miami have to get in a fight on the court in the first 1 month of the season. It's just part of Heat culture. Last year, it was against the Nuggets. This year, it was against the Raptors. So you don't want to catch them the first 3 weeks of the season. They're fighting you.
Well, you know what's interesting? These teams play again tonight. Because I had forgotten about this new NBA schedule where we have like these like little baseball series a lot more than we ever had, where Toronto is in South Beach. They played on Saturday night. That's when that incident happens. And then they just stick around for a day, really 2 days, and then play again tonight. And there's going to be a lot more of that where you just like go and just play the team twice. It's to cut down on travel. But I wonder what impact it has on how difficult it is to beat like decent teams twice in a row. There's that. And then just like something like this happens, does it like spill over into the next game a little bit? Are emotions higher than maybe they would have been if they don't meet again until, February and nobody cares?
Especially when something like that happens where, as Ziggy puts it in the stream team, you got Caleb Martin Arthur fisted up because he had those fists balled up.
He was pissed. Yeah, he was not happy with Koloko fighting for that board and getting him a little bit.
And respect to JD, not treating this as, I'm back at work Monday, bringing in the clip there. After I called him out on Friday, I called you out for something.
Winner of the weekend, JD.
Yeah, I called you out for not bringing in a clip. I forget what it was, JD.
I don't remember.
What was it?
I don't know. But it wasn't bringing in a clip. It was like me expecting you to rack something. Like,
Oh, you wanted me to rack something from our own show as we were recording.
Which is literally impossible.
Request,
Yeah. I mean, maybe back in the Turner days, but I'm one guy over here.
He's just one man.
Anyways, good to see that.
All
Those
right.
Arthur fists.
Let's hear from everybody. I know you're doing it in the stream team, but everybody listening later, watching later, your NBA weekend winners and losers. I know we left a lot on the board. We apologize. We can't make this a 3-hour show, but let's hear who we missed in your opinions. Pick'em results from Friday night. It was Utah, Minnesota. Big line. The Wolves were favored by 8.5. Task took the Jazz. We took the Wolves, and they I think they were up big for a second, and then that
they
lead
fought back,
was wiped off the board. So Task goes to 4-0. We're 1-3 here, TK. Jesus, man. What a rough start for us. But what's tonight's game?
It's one of the games on NBA TV this evening. It's a doubleheader. Miami-Toronto, as you said there, Skeets. That's on the board tonight. Magic Knicks is the first game on NBA TV. You got Jazz Rockets, always a good league pass game, those Rockets, as Jazz are looking to go 4-0. Nets Grizzlies. But we're picking the Nuggets and the Blazers. Okay. Denver going into Portland against an undefeated team who is getting 2.5 points at home. The Blazers can lose by 2 or win if you're taking them via point spread. Skeets and I think Denver will win by 3 or more, while the Blazers are taken by Trey Kirby.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest here. I'm only taking Denver because you took them. I'm just jumping on this hot hand right now.
Yeah, we'll see
interesting.
what happens.
I only took the Blazers because you don't like it when there's 3 of the same logo.
My plan worked perfect.
All right, I'm swerving. I'm swerving today.
All right.
Who knows?
Denver favored by 2.5 in the Rose City there. That should be a good one.
Jokic, Nurkic, always fun.
Yeah.
He should roast.
Okay. Let's get to tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow. Twitter.
I lied. It's actually tweets of the night. Got a few for you guys. First one from @FlagrantMag. It's a photo here of Kyle Anderson, and they tweeted, Kyle Anderson needs to commit to this look and wear eyeliner. And Trey, how would you describe this fit from Kyle Anderson here?
Looks like he went shopping at a Hot Topic in 2002. Big pants. You know I love the big pants.
Yeah, very big pants.
I can't tell. I think that the necklace, quote unquote, is part of his shirt, right?
Yeah, that's a graphic
like
on the
it looks like a Friar Tuck kind of look as well.
But some eyeliner would really take this to the next
definitely
level.
would sell it.
So good tweet there. Tess, any thoughts on that?
Eyeliner just because it goes with the fit, or is it?
Yeah.
I thought Prince immediately when I saw eyeliner. Like, I mean, too big for Prince, but
Prince would drown in those clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, but a Princey look, the purple.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And
Maybe
the cross.
not.
Yeah. Okay, next one from Rob Lopez, friend of the program here, @Robato on Twitter. 0-3 Lakers is what he tweeted, and then he did a fun Photoshop of Darvin Ham holding up the whiteboard there, showing it to the team, and he put in, our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck. Come on, guys, hit a 3. How many threes did Darvin Ham hit in his career? I'm going to look that up real quick.
Not many.
It can't be many, right?
What did the clipboard really said? What did
I
it
don't
say?
know what
It was on opening night.
Yeah.
And
It was pretty funny, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a meme for the whole season. Come on, Darvin. You can tell it's his first head coaching job. Unfortunately, supplying a meme to all of the fans and haters on night 1. Oof.
Okay, Darvin Ham, in his, 10-year career, maybe a little bit less, 4 of 16 from deep. He would be like the 4th best three-point shooter on the Lakers right now.
25% knockdown.
25%. This guy's a gunner. He had a year where he went 2 for 3. Holy moly. When he was playing with the Bucks. Okay, so that's the second tweet. And then the third one, this is from a couple days ago. Really just wanted to get your take on the actual topic itself. But @OxGod_, McDonald's will begin to sell Krispy Kreme donuts across 9 different locations in a new menu experiment. So donuts at McDonald's. And then, to get it to the NBA angle of things, @Marmalade Jam 14, this is like when the Warriors signed KD, which is a great NBA tweet on the donuts coming together with the fries.
You think they're going to call them McDonuts? I mean, they are Krispy Kreme, so I don't know if there's
Probably.
branding concerns, but here's what I would be ordering.
McCrispies? Okay, go ahead.
McCrispies.
McCreams? Two McCreams.
All right, my first tip, don't call it the McCream. My second tip, order a breakfast chicken sandwich and 2 McCreams.
There you go.
And then you're making donut, chicken, donut.
Yeah.
Who's living the
That's
life?
like
Who's living the life?
The X, man. They sell that at the X in Toronto at the fair.
The X-Man.
Yeah, man.
Give me the X-Man. Go in and say that. They'll know what it means.
Will you be picking up a donut at your nearest McDonald's?
Yeah, I had a recent donut as well. We talked about like 9 days ago. I remember it vividly.
What?
9 days ago, I had a donut. That was my first donut in forever. Sour cream glazed, the best donut.
Oh, you're saying at Isla's birthday party? Yeah.
It was a Dunkin' Donut, sour
donut.
cream
Yeah,
glazed.
I had mine first donut a long time there too.
Tim
yeah.
Hortons
A recent donut.
because it's such a rare experience.
Yep.
Tim Hortons the first to come out with the sour cream glaze. Dunkin' Donuts stole it, copied it, I think. Because I do think the Tim Hortons one is a little bit better, but sour cream glaze is great. The Krispy Kreme also great. So will I be getting it? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will add it.
We don't know where the 9 locations are. You may have to.
You think they're gonna be hot donuts? Because Krispy Kremes are always hot.
That's a good question.
That's a, yeah.
I don't know. I
That's,
assume so.
it's gonna
Sort of their thing.
It's gonna back up the production line. How's that gonna work? How's that gonna? Did you think that through, McDonald's?
JD, any thoughts on this? McDonald's forming a powerhouse team here at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, they know their audience. That's all I'll say. I mean, I can think of at least 3 restaurants here in Atlanta that actually have a Krispy Kreme burger on their menu,
There you go.
as the bun.
Beetle Cat.
Beetle Cat, Cypress, Pint and Plate, and there's one other.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, my kids always order it. I'm like, well,
What are you
thank
doing?
you. Yeah, they're children.
Oh,
You know,
I
They're
get
children.
it.
They don't know.
No, that's awesome if you're a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, those are the tweets of the night. If you ever see a good one, tweet at your boys at NoDunksInc, INC on the end. All right, let's call it there. Fun Monday podcast, our NBA weekend winners and losers. New No Bunts coming up today, this afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe.
Yeah, baby.
World
baseball
Series
time.
is set? Is that right?
You're 100% correct. Came out of nowhere.
Did they play the championship series? Like, it felt like it was over like that.
They just picked 2 teams.
Like,
go to the World
Astros,
Series.
Phillies, you're in the World Series. Let's go.
Came out of left field. Yeah, Astros and Phillies.
Okay.
Here we go. Should be a good one.
All right, new No Bunts. Tass talking all about those championship series, and I'm sure making some predictions when it comes to the World Series. Is that tip or
It
whatever?
tips.
Kick
ball,
off,
so he
pitch
throws the
off.
first
No,
pitch.
they're taking their time. 4 days off. Going on Friday.
Off. Okay.
They're going on Friday. It's
Rest
like the
those
NBA.
arms.
Can't bump it up. We got our ads sold. We need them Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure if there's a day off there.
okay.
But anyways, they go on Friday. Game 7 could be November 5th.
Ooh, cold.
Super cold. In Philadelphia, it's gonna be.
Gonna need some hot
icy.
donuts to warm it up.
Warm up with some donuts.
Well, I guess Game 7's not gonna be in Philadelphia, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's gonna be cold.
All right, new No Bunts later today here in the No Dunks YouTube and podcast feed. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review if you are a podcast listener. We really appreciate that. And make sure you like and subscribe to No Dunks here on YouTube. All right, till next time, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, I can't wait till the World Series is over because my bookmark for my scores tab, I only have one scores tab, has been set to the MLB all summer long. So as soon as I click scores, I go directly to MLB instead of the NBA. Can't wait till it's over.
This guy loves
Switch
baseball.
it.
I can't wait till it's over.
Hey, it's been a good season. It's been a good season.
All right, embrace the day, people.